I'm sorry, I missed the page. I was like
17.
zoning. Ms. Laverne, good morning. Ma'am, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Any witness and the defendant.
Okay, pause. Did you catch that? We've got an alleged assault involving a phone, a chokehold, and multiple punches. But here's the twist of visible injuries. So, is that still assault? Absolutely. In Texas, it's about intent and the pain caused, not whether you walk away with a bruise. Now here's a question.
Were dating for 6 months. On 12/4, officers were dispatched to a residence in Harris County, Texas. They met with the complaining witness, who stated that the complaining witness and the defendant were at their uncle's house for food. When the defendant became angry, the complainant had received a call from another girl. Complainant called the girl back to prove she wasn't cheating, or he wasn't cheating. Defendant snatched the phone from complaining witness and began screaming at other party. Defendant grabbed complainant by the throat with her hand and struck him multiple times with a closed fist, causing pain. Complainant called police when the arguing calmed down. The witness stated he did not observe the fighting, but did hear defendant say, I hit you and I'll do it again. No visible injuries were observed on either party.
Ma'am, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Do we know, do you guys have the rip done? Do we know if he wants to continue to have contact with her?
The DVD case, Judge, and we don't have the rip on this.
Okay. I don't know if he wants to have contact with you. So until I know what his wishes are, I'm going to order you not to have contact with this person. Do you understand? Ms. Laverne, I want you to understand that I'm going to protect every person in my county. If I have to put you in custody, I'll do it in a heartbeat to protect everyone. Do you understand? There's a protective order that's been issued in this case. You need to get to know it. If you violate this protective order, the state can file a violation of protective order. It's one of the worst cases you can pick up. There's a residential restriction. There's things that you can't do. So take note and don't have any contact. Don't have any weapons with this person. Do you have any questions? I don't want to talk about the case. I'm just over the conditions. Do you have any questions? How old are you, man?
22.
You're 20. What do you do for a living?
I'm going to school.
Where do you go to school?
San Jacinto.
Okay. Do you work?
Yes.
What do you do?
A dancer.
A dancer.
Yes.
Did you want to apply for an appointed lawyer, ma'am? Okay. I'm going to order you also as a condition of your bond not to use alcohol or any kind of illegal drugs. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, likewise, I'm going to revoke your bond. I'm not asking much from you. All I'm asking you to do is follow the law. Don't use alcohol. Don't use drugs. I'm going to test you. Do you understand? In fact, I think I'm going to send you for a test today because I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. Come back, and then I'm going to find you a lawyer, ma'am. All right? Okay, please. Hi, Casey.
Hey, how you doing?
Two.
I do have a plea for you today on Mr. Bryant.
You say Mr. Bryant?
Yes, Jason Bryant.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Bryant. Oh,
So it is actually not a second.
Your Honor, if I may, it's not a second because our investigator reached out to the county and found that the records were expunged. So,
it's still,
Your Honor, under the code, you can't use expunged records for purpose of enhancement. And we reached out to appellate to confirm that as well as other people, as well as from the AG's office, and they've all.
so what happened? Did it get dismissed?
Wow, that's not just courtroom talk, that's a full-on reality check. This judge isn't holding back. So when do the wrist slaps stop? Repeat offenses, especially DWI, don't vanish just because the record gets expunged. The system remembers if the paperwork doesn't. Real talk.
So
Expunged?
It's a conviction.
It's a conviction that was
You still
expunged.
enhance it to a second?
We can't use
Not
the
with an
expunged records,
expunction.
Your Honor.
Technically, they shouldn't even know about it.
Yes, that's the issue. So for that reason is why we put a reduction to a first.
So
Yes.
we could refile it as a first, but we're not allowed, like per our appellate division, we can't use it for enhancement purposes, like to upcharge to a second.
Here's the thing. You've already had one that's dismissed. You now pick up another one, right? You know, when do we say when? When do the proverbial slaps on the wrist stop? You know, how old are you now?
41.
You're 41. When do we get it? You know, do you watch the news? How many times a day do people die in Harris County because of the DWI?
Every day, all the time.
Every freaking day, every single day. And the problem here is that what I have found when we go too low on punishment with repeat offenders, I have found that they wrap their car around a pole the next week. And that's why I have an extremely hard time of taking another proverbial slap on the wrist if you've even had one dismissed. Because who's to say you've learned anything? Tell me about the facts, will you, please?
Yes, Judge. One moment, Judge. So the facts were the officers were dispatched to a major crash call, and a witness stated he arrived at the accident, observed the defendant sitting in the driver's seat of the vehicle with the engine still on, and saw the defendant get out of the vehicle and sit by a tree. The officers observed the defendant to be sitting under the tree near the vehicle and was.
Did you say there was an accident?
It was a single car
It was a single
accident,
accident. He
Judge.
had hit a tree, and then he was being treated by HFD upon the arrival of the officers. And the defendant's vehicle had right bumper damage and windshield down and the glove box open from the accident. And that's when the officers found a
2 guns.
a loaded handgun on the sidewalk and another single 9mm near the vehicle. And then the officers then observed bloodshot, watery eyes, slurred speech, and a strong odor of alcohol coming from the defendant. And the defendant was unable to walk due to the injuries from the accident. The defendant admitted to driving, crashing the vehicle, and owning the firearm. He also admitted to consuming the alcohol. And that's when the defendant was transported to Memorial Hermann by ambulance and was unable to perform SFSTs due to the hospital visit. And a blood draw was performed.
What was the blood?
It came back at 0.153.
Did you guys enhance it to a 15 above?
No, Your Honor, we did not.
How did they even charge it as a second when you're telling me that it's been expunged?
Originally, it was charged using the expunged records because they only ran an NCIC, and for some reason it came up on NCIC when it shouldn't have. That's the issue.
Forever, for the rest of your life, you now see, even if it's expunged, people still see it. Doesn't matter. You know, in the future, going forward, what do you think is going to happen if you get pulled over and an officer looks at your record? Right. From now on, you're looking at a minimum of 30 days in jail. I'm going to tell you now, Mr. Bright, I don't want to take this. I don't think it's fair. You know, I don't on any seconds because, you know, there has to be consequence for behavior and it's not fair. This is the last time you will get a proverbial slap on the wrist. I want you to understand that. Anytime you get pulled over, they're going to see all this. You will get taken down. All you have to do is push a button on your freaking phone. $30 to $40 on an Uber will take you anywhere you need to go. Do you understand how much money have you paid them to represent you? How much money have you paid to represent on the first freaking DWI? And now you're back. I'm going to tell you, if you act like a child, I'm going to treat you like a child, and I'm going to put you over my knee, and I'm going to spank you like a little child. You come back here, but I'm going to do it with a ton of jail time. Do you understand?
Sir.
You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied natural.
And there it is. 3 days in jail, a suspended license, a $3,000 search fee, plus court costs. Oh, and if he doesn't pay, he pays with time. This is a textbook example of how costly a DWI can be financially and legally if you're watching.
You give up the right to appeal once you accept this agreement. You can never change this or undo this. Do you understand? How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? I will find you guilty. I will send you to 3 days in jail. I'll give you credit for 1. I'm going to suspend your license for a year. Do not drive until you get a license. I am also now going to hit you with the DPS surcharge that you will be required to pay. That is a $3,000 surcharge you're going to be required to pay. You will also be required to pay the court costs, which are around $400 to $500. And I'm going to tell you, we're going to get it one way or the other, because if you don't, every $100 that you owe, you will be sitting 1 day in jail. So you can imagine on a $35,000 to $4,000 bill right now that you're going to get, how much you will sit in jail.
Sure.
I want you to understand that we will not tolerate DWIs in Harris County, and we're going to get blood one way or the other. You understand?
Yes, sir.
It's just not fair when it's so easy to find another way. You know, I like to drink. I like to drink a lot. I love my mules, really, really spicy. And I love to go out with my wife. How do you think I do it though? Right. And then I can just be towed, you know, but that's the responsible thing to do. And I hope that you really get it from now on, because God forbid you do something that you really can't walk away from. Do you understand?
Sir.
All right. Good luck. Thank you.